Hello everyone and welcome into today's video where we are going to look into namely Bitcoin, but pretty much all the crypto space, because there has been some huge panic sell-offs happening in the past couple of days. So I went on a bit of an investigation and want to shed some light on this sell-off to give you a better idea on what is going on in the markets. An early like on the video is very much appreciated, so thank you for doing so, and let's go. So here we have the Bitcoin chart, where pretty much in the past couple of weeks there has been only sell-offs happening. We can see from the top to bottom it was almost 50%, which is a large margin. And taking into account these all-time highs, we can see a drop of over 50%. So definitely a substantial correction, which I think it's important to talk about. However, looking a bit closer, I think we can see quite a strong support around these $40,000 mark, which corresponds to this consolidation area around the beginning of 2021, so that's not that surprising. And also here we have the downtrending support over here, so another strong support for the price, going from the previous all-time highs in the middle of March, which acted as a very strong resistance in this period, but towards the end of March it has been broken and now it is acting as a strong support. So these were a short technicals about Bitcoin. However, if we look at Ethereum, for example, we can see a very similar moves in the past couple of days, and also pretty much all the other altcoins like Uniswap, Cardano, Decentraland, Algorand even, also Dogecoin and many more, which I've already covered on my channel. However, there is one kind of exception, which is the Matic token, which to be honest has fallen a little bit. However, it recovered very quickly and it's almost at the same price as it was before the drop, and the drop in this case was also quite substantial, around 60% for a brief moment. However, now the price is just 15 or 20% below these all-time highs, so the Matic token is actually holding up quite nicely compared to the other altcoins. But overall we can see that there was just a massive panic sell-off, which I will go more into detail in this article on the Glassnode Insight, which is a very good read. I will link this in the video description, but in this video we will just check the main points. However, important to take into account that this article has come out just before the huge temporary panic sell-off on the May 19th. However, in my opinion, this was just the last short-term leg down in this week-long, more major sell-off, where the price of Bitcoin has dropped down from 60k to almost 40k in just a week. And this could have been attributed, for example, to Elon Musk tweeting again about Bitcoin and the worries and concerns about the energy consumption, and thinking of accepting Dogecoin instead of Bitcoin for the payments. In terms of size of the correction, we can see that it is similar to those corrections in the bull run of 2017, where we could see a couple of corrections larger than 30%, some almost 40%. This bull run was about 1 year. However, this time around the bull run is just around 200 days. And also they have this very interesting chart of percentage of entities in profit, which this dashed line over here corresponds to 77% of entities in profit, which means that from these all-time highs in April, about 23% of entities are in a loss, which also corresponds to few other pullbacks from the Bitcoin's price history. And actually this line of 77% acts as a bit of a support on this graph as well. But maybe the most important point here is this indication of new entrants panic selling, apart from the usual number of people on leverage, derivatives, etc. We have also the newcomers to crypto panic selling after the price drops by a couple of percent, which we can see here on these two graphs, where the short-term holders are realizing a large losses over here. We could see two huge spikes under this line around 1, where compared to the whole market realized losses, these are much more substantial. And by the way, if you are not understanding these terms over here, Glassnode has a very cool academy where they are explaining all this terminology, so I will link this in the video description as well. Then we have the number of addresses with a non-zero balance declining quite a bit, about 3%, which doesn't mean that people are rushing to delete their wallets, but it means that the wallets that have some crypto on it, some Bitcoin on the wallet, the coins are now being transferred to the exchanges and these wallets are becoming empty, therefore with zero balance. And here we have the total supply held by short-term holders, which looks quite similar to the 2017-18 period, where there is very steep buying pressure from the new buyers in a FOMO, and then after a peak there is a panic selling again, which to be honest looks quite similar to the scenario. However, there is about 10% less supply held by the new buyers in 2021 compared to the 2017, and also in 2017 the price had a very sharp dip over here, followed by a very sharp downtrend immediately. However, this time around the run up was also quite sharp, but now we have a bit of a consolidation, kind of plateauing situation, where the price is not moving pretty much at all. And in fact it looks like that around this $60,000 there are many people booking profits, as we could have seen here. They are booking profits, which puts a lot of selling pressure down, and when the price comes back up a bit they are selling again here, also putting more selling pressure on the price. And this repeated quite a few times in the 2021, so it looks quite a bit different to the 2017 pure FOMO hype. So in my opinion, the curve in the future could look like, for example, like here, where we had a short drop in the price and then there was this final leg up. So this could look pretty similar over here, with the price heading much higher to the hundreds of thousands per Bitcoin. However, it can also drop down in a similar fashion like in the 2018 over here. However, one reason why I don't think this will be the case is this stock to flow model, which has this average stock to flow price, which is this dark red or brown line over here, in which we can see the halving points over here, and also these bull runs which are extending over this stock to flow model over here. And the price is, apart from this, pretty much sticking exactly into this line over here, which would mean that the price should reach about $80,000 and stay there for quite a bit. However, if the price would drop down to around, for example, 10 grand, like we could have seen in October, that would put the price very far from this stock to flow model, which is very unrealistic. So from this point of view, this price drop looks like a very good place to buy and accumulate more Bitcoin, like for example MicroStrategy is doing still, no matter what, acquiring another 10 mil in Bitcoin. And we can also see a similar behavior from the large institutions in the exchange flow dynamics, where we can compare the volume from and to the exchanges. So here we can see that the Bitcoin flowing into exchanges is very high compared to, for example, the March 2020 crash over here, or this plus token distribution Ponzi scheme in 2019. And we can also see the Binance charts, where there are a lot of people, but mostly retailers and small investors, and they are selling the Bitcoin on the exchange a lot as well, with a couple of investors doing the opposite, which is buying more Bitcoin and withdrawing Bitcoin from the exchange. And compared this to the Coinbase, where there are more institutional investors like US institutions, we can see that pretty much no one is sending Bitcoin to those exchanges and selling the Bitcoin, but rather they are buying even more Bitcoin and withdrawing withdrawing the Bitcoin from the exchange. So this is what the smart money actually does. This is what the huge funds and institutions are doing, and also what the long-term holders are doing. They are also buying this dip, which we can see in this increase of accumulation addresses, which have increased by 1% in this dip. And also here we can see that the supply held by long-term holders is starting to increase again. So these long-term holders are starting to accumulate more coins again after this distribution period towards the end of 2020, which again is similar to the 2017 period. So it will be for sure very interesting to see what is going to happen with the crypto space in the next couple of months. But I believe there are way more people investing for the long term this time than ever before. So they are gonna stick to this just HODL it strategy, in my opinion. And also at the same time we have, for example, Indian government rethinking the crypto ban. So they are saying they need a fresh look and they want to rethink the ban. And also the altcoin game is not over yet at all, because Uniswap V3 is overtaking SushiSwap by volume and is on track to surpass the V2, which is also from Uniswap. So the V3 is on the run to become again the largest Ethereum based decentralized exchange by trading volume. So pretty much no changes despite this crash. And also despite this crash, ARK Invest is tipping $20 million into Grayscale Ethereum Trust. They are saying that most of the people is still underestimating ETH, and that the ETH is the money, and that pretty much since the beginning the crypto would not be able to survive without the Bitcoin. Now it's starting to change quite a bit, and they believe that the Bitcoin will be pushed to a side and that some change in the crypto is coming. So this is it from me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If so, please make sure to smash the like button to help my channel out in the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for doing so, and you can also subscribe for more crypto content to come in the future. I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!